I was a baby and I almost died, but because there was blood in my brain and the hospital saved me.
I was in Toronto and was picking up inventory for the launch of my new business. And I got the call from our daycare provider.
Eli had been sick for about 2 weeks and he had just come back to daycare. And he'd been in daycare for a couple of days and he wasn't fully recovered. And so I thought maybe lunch would kind of perk him up. And then I realized this is horribly wrong. This isn't just a flu, there's something really wrong here.
All she was able to tell me when I received the call was that he was on his way to the hospital. He had just left, he'd been picked up by the ambulance and had just left. He was on his way to the hospital and that she had been performing CPR.
He had no vital signs at that time. His pupils were not reacting. There was no response at all. And he was in a full grand mal seizure. We consulted with Children's in London and got their advice and assistance over the phone, and then they sent out their pediatric trauma team to assist us here at this facility before he was transferred into London to Children's.
Pretty well every father's worst nightmare. You just kind of break down and you can't even talk, and you know, looking at him, he's almost twice the size, just the amount of fluids and stuff, and swelling. You know, I was hearing medical jargon that, you know, you don't even see on TV.
Little Eli was laying there with his hand open by his shoulder, and his dad came up and laid his finger in Eli's hand, and it was like the whole size of his hand. And Eli moved his fingers to hold his dad's finger. And then I thought, no, nothing can happen to this baby. We are going to do everything, and this baby is going to make it.
Once he got to London, everything was like instant. Like it literally happened within minutes. They got him in, got him stabilized, they rushed him off to a CT scan. They talked to us at that point to let us know what it was and that they needed to do surgery. They said he needs this or he will die.
So at the time he was in a coma because of a big brain clot between his brain and the skull, which is called a subdural hematoma. So basically you need to remove the blood clot from the brain, which is between the brain and a membrane called the dura. So for that you open the skin, you make a big bone flap, and then open the membrane, remove the clot using a suction, left the bone off, and we decided to close the skin.
The next 3 days were critical, and we would know over the next 72 hours if he was going to live or not.
I'm an answers type of guy, and I like to know, okay, you know, how do you prevent this? But you can't pinpoint medically exactly 100% what happened to your kid. It's, you know, it eats away at you to a certain degree. When you have a family involved, and it's your wife and your son, there's no time to sit back and feel, you know, sorry for yourself. It's what you do next that counts.
He had to learn to move again and walk again, you know, crawl again, walk again. You know, he had physical therapy, he had occupational therapy, he had speech therapy. He had a lot of therapy initially for just even swallowing and being able to take food in, and especially to take fluids in and take water in.
Parents and the family were part of the caregiving team, and it wasn't, you know, never once was it us versus them or the, you know, the hospital knows best. It was everybody's, you know, coming together to offer the best care for Eli.
Once we were home, he was helmeted. He knew that when he got up in the morning, the first thing that he did was put his helmet on. And he had to have his helmet on all the time, and he knew there were things that he couldn't do that other kids could do.
What we decided to do was to take a customized piece of plastic, if you want, that was made especially for him from a 3D reconstruction of his head, and to place that, therefore he didn't have to wear a helmet anymore.
And our lives have changed drastically since then. He wanted to sleep in the top bunk of his bed, because of course he wasn't allowed up there, because if something happened, you know, he can't take a fall like other kids can. And the other one was to ride the big yellow bus.
And I'm grateful for everything. Children's Hospital's done for him, every step of the way.
He really is a miracle boy, you know, I mean, by all accounts. I mean, even his team of doctors call him a miracle. He is a miracle boy, and, you know, he just continues to amaze us every day.
Eli Kahn, the 2013 Champion Child, presented by Walmart.
A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K. Excuse me, I have a question. Okay, I'm thirsty. Excuse me. Can I have some water? Can I take a picture with you, Kim? Because I'm the champion child today. Because I'm special.